41 Do You Really Adore Me? Chapter Preview. You are listening at Mtlnovel.audio. Right after Yun Chujiu threw the pillow, she snapped back to reality, crap. Why did I do that? That pretty boy is not someone to mess with. I might as well have signed my own death warrant. Yun Chujiu looked up and, just as she expected, saw Biming glaring at her. The pillow? It was dust. Hey, you. Got a death wish? Biming advanced, his eyes like ice. Yun Chujiu cursed inwardly. Does this guy have to be so extreme? He's totally bipolar. One minute he's giggling like an idiot, the next he's Mr. Aloof. Since he's so unpredictable, he might actually kill me. This is a murder case brought on by a pillow. Biming kept coming, and Yun Chujiu felt a chill. What do I do? Suddenly, her face lit up with surprise and joy. Prince Charming. It really is you. This is amazing. I thought I was dreaming. I'm so lucky to see you again. Gotta thank my lucky stars. Biming's expression softened. If you're so happy to see me, why'd you throw a pillow at me? I. Yun Chujiu's mind raced. Humph. Two-faced. If you're so eager to die, I'll help you. Biming's anger flared as he recalled the letter and Fong had given him. Yun Chujiu jumped out of bed, threw herself into Biming's arms, and hugged him tight. Prince Charming, the truth is, when I saw you coming so early, I knew you must not have slept well, so I wanted to give you a pillow to help you sleep. But I was embarrassed, so I just threw it. Biming was silent. Yun Chujiu's heart pounded. What's going on? If he's not moving, neither am I. But if this pretty boy tries to kill me, I'll have to fight back. His pressure point is right here. Then it's all or nothing. When Yun Chujiu hugged Biming, his mind went blank. It was like fireworks going off in his head. He hadn't expected this girl to be so soft and fragrant. He didn't recoil, he felt restless. As Biming and Yun Chujiu stood there, locked in their own thoughts, and Fong stumbled in. Your lordship. Your lordship. Listen, she's alive, she's not. When Fong saw the scene, he felt like he'd taken a giant leap toward suicide. Whoops. Your lordship, I didn't see anything. I didn't see you and, this, hugging. Get out. Biming waved his hand, sending Fong flying like a kite. Biming seized the opportunity to push Yun Chujiu away. Who said you could hug me? Do you want to die? Yun Chujiu rolled her eyes. Seriously? That's all you've got? While she was thinking this, she put on an innocent look. Prince Charming, I just couldn't help myself. If you think I've tainted you, you can just kill me. Biming glanced at her. You really adore me? Yun Chujiu nodded enthusiastically. Yes. Absolutely. You're my Prince Charming. You're the sunshine in my life. You're my everything. 42 High and Mighty Pretender, Chapter Preview. You are listening at Mtlnovel.audio. After Yun Chujiu finished, Biming was clearly pleased. A slight smile played on his lips, and he hummed softly. Yun Chujiu internally scoffed. My butt. Talk about acting superior. Would it kill you to say something? What's his deal? Is he actually going to let me off the hook? Biming took a step forward, and Yun Chujiu's heart hammered in her chest. What's he planning? Is he going to kill me? I already swallowed my pride. Does he think he can push me around? Yun Chujiu clenched her fists, hidden in her sleeves, ready to fight to the death if he made a move, but instead of attacking, Biming simply walked past her, straight to her bed. Hey, you, Biming said, already kicking off his boots and shrugging off his coat. Bring me a pillow. What? Yun Chujiu stood there dumbfounded, trying to process what he'd just said. Biming frowned. Didn't you say I should get some rest? How am I supposed to sleep without a pillow? Or was that just a lie? Oh. Your Highness, Yun Chujiu stammered, my maid keeps all my bedding, so I'm having trouble remembering where the pillows are. She was getting better at lying, and this was a perfect opportunity to find out if her poor maid was still alive. Humph. You're so dense. There are only 2 cabinets in this room. Just look in them. Honestly, your head must be empty. Baiming said, sounding relaxed. Yun Chujiu was about to explode from anger. This is my house. That's my bed. Who are you calling stupid? You're the stupid one. Stupid from head to toe. After mentally blasting him, she plastered on a syrupy smile. Your Highness, not only are you the most handsome man alive, but you're also incredibly insightful. I'm truly humbled. Baiming thought the girl was quite the smooth talker. He was used to empty flattery, but this felt different. It sounded like she meant it. Not bad. Yun Chujiu grabbed a pillow from the cabinet and stood by the bed, all smiles. Your Highness, here's your pillow. Baiming glanced at her and said, you're really ugly, you know. Just you wait, pretty boy. Revenge is a dish best served cold. One day, you'll be begging at my feet. Yun Chujiu took a couple of deep breaths, calming her inner turmoil. In her most obsequious voice, she said, Your Highness, please rest. I'll guard the door and make sure not even an ant gets in. Baiming grunted in satisfaction, closed his eyes, and actually fell asleep. Yun Chujiu turned away, silently cursing. Sleep tight, pretty boy. Hope you sleep forever. She found Xuanhuan lying motionless on the floor outside the room. Her heart sank. Did he kill her? Yun Chujiu checked for a pulse and, relieved to find Xuanhuan breathing steadily, relaxed. She must have fainted. Xuanhuan is too timid. If she wakes up and starts screaming, she'll just make him mad. So, Yun Chujiu used her acupuncture skills to keep Xuanhuan asleep while she dragged her to a couch outside. Then, Yun Chujiu stared at the huge hole in the courtyard, the broken door, and her own bald head, and then glanced back at the pretty boy sleeping in her bed. Suddenly, she realized, her life was one crazy ride. 43 Your Supreme Lord is sleeping, chapter preview. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yun Chujiu was gazing skyward, her neck tilted at a dramatic angle, a pout on her face. Around the corner, someone snickered. She whirled around. The snicker came from Feng, the very guy Baiming had sent flying earlier, and Feng had been a nervous wreck, worried about Baiming's wrath. But seeing Yun Chujiu's expression, he couldn't help but laugh. Even the usually stoic An couldn't suppress a twitch of amusement. Birds of a feather. Yun Chujiu thought, annoyed. The pretty boy's crew is just as bad as he is. What's so funny? Never seen a bald head before? Or maybe you're just jealous of my stunningly beautiful baldness. She snapped, glaring at Feng. Used to Yun Chujiu's quirks by now, wasn't fazed. Ninth young mistress, he said, carefully avoiding calling her dark-skinned lass. Who knew, she might be moving up in the world. Where is our Supreme Lord? He's sleeping. You two, stop loitering and fill in that hole, Yun Chujiu ordered, gesturing to the pit with a hand on her hip. She wondered if she'd come on too strong when they just stared, dumbfounded. Had she failed to project authority? What she didn't realize was that Feng and An were having a major reality check. The Supreme Lord is sleeping in a lady's bed. Holy cow. This is huge. The Supreme Lord is the pickiest guy in the entire Tianyuan continent. He's the biggest stickler for protocol ever. He won't even let a woman touch his stuff, let alone sleep in a bed with one. There were even rumors that he was either impotent or gay. And Feng's respect for Yun Chujiu skyrocketed. The Supreme Lord must be head over heels for this dark-skinned lass. I saw them in a tight embrace. And he rushed over when he thought she was dead. What does that tell you? He obviously cares deeply for her. She might even become his concubine. Sure, Her spiritual energy is low, so she can't go back to the Xuanhuan continent, but he can come visit, and we can tag along and see the sights. The palace master and his wife would be thrilled. With that thought, and Feng eagerly started filling the hole. Yun Chujiu blinked, confused. Did I say something mind-blowing? Why are these guys suddenly so respectful? She wasn't worried about anyone overhearing. The pretty boy clearly had soundproofing magic. Filling the hole was a chore for her, but a snap for Feng, with his high spiritual energy. He soon had all the soil back in its place. Yun Chujiu glanced at the sun and felt a pang of hunger. Time for breakfast. She needed to go to the main kitchen. First, she was hungry. Second, it would look suspicious if no one fetched her breakfast. If her new grandfather found out she was hiding a guy, he'd flip out. Besides, the pretty boy was unpredictable. He might hurt someone. Yun Chujiu grabbed a lightning-struck branch from the floor, went inside, and started drawing eyebrows in front of a mirror. As a former secret agent, disguise was second nature. Drawing eyebrows was a piece of cake. In no time, she had a perfect match to her original brows. She grabbed the bamboo hat from the wall, put it on, and headed out. 44 Sooner or later, you'll belong to the Supreme Lord. Chapter Preview. You are listening at novelfull.audio. I'm grabbing breakfast. You too, keep an eye on the place. Yun Chujiu was a master of making a big deal out of nothing. Sensing the shift in the guard's attitude, she played the part of their superior to the hilt. Yes, ma'am. Ninth young mistress, remember to bring back some for us. And Feng said, brown-nosing. Yun Chujiu agreed and headed out. On her way, people she passed were puzzled by the bamboo hat, but no one dared ask, and she didn't act strangely. Reaching the main kitchen, Yun Chujiu ordered the servants to pack 2 boxes of food. Carrying the boxes, she returned to her courtyard and called Feng and And for breakfast. After eating, Yun Chujiu lounged in the rattan chair, ready to start digging for information. What should I call you guys? I'm Feng. I'm Yun Chujiu thought, you're the Supreme Lord's servants, why are you calling yourselves humble servants to me? Instead, she said, come on, guys, no need for that. You're both skilled cultivators. Why call yourselves servants to someone who can't cultivate at all? And Feng, trying to butter her up, said, Ninth young mistress, you'll be the Supreme Lord's woman soon enough. You're our mistress, so it's only right we call ourselves servants. Yun Chujiu was so surprised, she almost fell. Scrambling to her feet, she chuckled, let's not jump the gun. The Supreme Lord has high standards. Someone like me might not even register. And Feng's tone turned serious. Ninth young mistress, don't sell yourself short. The Supreme Lord is totally, completely, absolutely head over heels for you. Why else would he hug you, a notorious germaphobe, let alone let you sleep in his bed? Yun Chujiu just chuckled, thinking, that's a laugh. That guy wants me dead. If I didn't shamelessly flatter him, I'd be 6 feet under. Fancying me? He takes me for a fool. But she was happy these guards were mistaken. Changing the subject, she asked, And Feng, earlier, you told your Supreme Lord I wasn't dead yet. What was that about? And Feng blinked, not stupid enough to tell the truth. He grinned. The Supreme Lord felt a sharp pain in his heart last night and thought something happened to you, so we rushed over. I saw nothing amiss and told him. He, wasn't happy about it and chased me out. Yun Chujiu didn't believe a word, but she hadn't expected Biming to send someone to protect her, so she dropped it, and Feng sighed in relief. This girl's sharp. I need to watch what I say. Ninth young mistress, what's with your hair and eyebrows? And Feng asked, pretending ignorance. I accidentally got struck by lightning, Yun Chujiu said, telling a half-truth, and Feng smirked inwardly. Accidentally? Didn't you go out of your way to attract lightning? Why would you even do that? The Supreme Lord can get you a hair growth pill. Dissolve it in water, wipe it on your head, and it speeds up growth. Ask him when he wakes up. And Feng thought, this is the best I can do, Supreme Lord. Please reduce my punishment. As expected, Yun Chujiu perked up. Really? How long until it grows back? It won't be what it was, but you should get about an inch a day. Yun Chujiu nodded. An inch is fine. Better than nothing. She made up her mind. She'd get that hair growth pill from the Supreme Lord, no matter what. 2 hours later, Baiming's voice drawled from the room. Hey, I'm hungry. 45 Please help me, Prince Charming, Chapter Preview. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yun Chujiu gritted her teeth, thinking, seriously? I'm not your freaking parent. Outwardly, however, she said sweetly, oh, Prince Charming, your breakfast is still warm. I'll go get it for you right now. Yun Chujiu felt like she was losing it, having to act like this. She grabbed the food box and shuffled into the room. Luckily, the others had only eaten one box that morning, so she could give this one to Baiming. Baiming was lounging against the headboard, and a small smile touched his lips as she entered. Prince Charming, you're awake. Did you get even more handsome while you were sleeping? Yun Chujiu gushed, playing the part. Baiming, still riding high from her great confession, simply hummed in response. He moved to the table and began to eat. Yun Chujiu propped her chin on her hands, staring at him intently. Damn it, how can one person be this good-looking? It's just not fair. I'd love to draw a little turtle on his face and see how pretty he is then. A mischievous smile crept across her face. Baiming, of course, noticed her adoring gaze and puffed up with pride. This little darky must be head over heels for me. Why else would she stare at me like that while I'm eating? When Baiming finished, he coughed, snapping Yun Chujiu out of her daydream. All done, Prince Charming. Yes. Let me give you a massage, Prince Charming. Yun Chujiu said quickly, remembering Enfeng's hair growth pill. Baiming was surprised. He wasn't used to people being so close, but he didn't mind Yun Chujiu, so he said, fine. Since you're so eager, I'll allow it. As if doing her a favor, Yun Chujiu wanted to strangle the pretty boy, but settled for just thinking about it. She scurried behind him and started massaging his shoulders. At first, Baiming was tense, but whether it was her massage skills or something else, he slowly relaxed. It actually felt pretty good. Even the sunlight streaming through the window seemed brighter. Prince Charming, could you do me a solid? Yun Chujiu finally came clean. Spit it out, Baiming said, his eyes still closed. Well, my hair's all gone, right? It's kind of ugly, and I know you've got all sorts of tricks up your sleeve. Could you maybe get me some pills to make it grow back? How did you lose your hair? Baiming asked, neither agreeing nor refusing. Yun Chujiu blinked, thought for a second, and decided to tell the truth. I'm pretty useless when it comes to cultivation, right? But after that lightning strike yesterday, I found out I can absorb lightning. So, I climbed up a tree to get more, but I overdid it, and, well, here I am. Baiming's expression changed. What? Absorb lightning? He paused, a look of realization dawning on his face. No wonder I couldn't clear her meridians. She has a lightning spirit root. Yun Chujiu, worried by his silence, asked, Prince Charming. Is something wrong? Baiming, an idea forming in his mind, said gravely, yes. Cultivating a lightning spirit root is different. Without guidance, you'll easily go off the rails. 46 So, you're the culprit, chapter preview. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yun Chujiu, always looking out for number one, perked up when Baiming spoke. Wait, seriously? I need a guide. But who? Nobody in Yi City even knows about lightning spirit roots. Baiming scoffed, only the big four sects on Qingxian continent have lightning spirit root cultivation techniques. But someone as dense as you? Getting in won't be easy. Yun Chujiu shot him a glare, her anger making her press harder with her hands. Good, that's about right. You were slacking before. Baiming said, sounding pleased. Yun Chujiu resisted the urge to kick him. Gotta play the long game. I could guide you a little, but I'm a busy man. Yun Chujiu caught his drift immediately. Oh, Prince Charming, you're so awesome. I know you can do anything. I might be a bit slow, but I'm a hard worker. You know, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. If you guide me, I'll be your loyal servant. That when Biming didn't respond, she upped the ante. Think about it, Prince Charming. Train me up, and I can zap all the people you hate. How cool would that be? Still nothing from him. Prince Charming, once I'm a master, I can conjure lightning for your nighttime entertainment. Way better than fireworks. Biming's lip twitched. Asterisk, this girl is something else. Is it the lightning spirit root making her so unique, star? Look, just give me a straight answer. If you won't teach me, I'll camp out on the big 4 sex doorsteps until they let me in. Yun Chujiu got anxious when he stayed silent. Humph. Dark-skinned brat, how dare you? You think I'm not as good as those losers? Biming finally snapped, okay, buddy, you're officially delusional, star. I butter you up with compliments, and now you're acting like I insulted you? Star, Yun Chujiu plastered on a surprised and delighted expression. So, you're saying you'll guide me? Biming just hummed in response. Keep massaging. Yun Chujiu spent the next hour miserably massaging him before Biming finally said, stop. You're terrible. My whole body feels worse. Yun Chujiu was too exhausted to be sarcastic. She just thought, just you wait, pretty boy. Biming, feeling a twinge of guilt, finally got to the point. Tell me everything about how you absorbed the lightning element. I want all the details. Yun Chujiu brightened and launched into a description of her cultivation. Biming was stunned. Lightning's spiritual roots could absorb stray lightning, sure, but nobody could directly absorb lightning into their bodies like she did. Lightning is incredibly volatile. Too much, and your dantian is toast, or worse. This girl absorbed 4 bolts. How is that even possible? Star, while Biming was processing, Yun Chujiu added, oh, and another weird thing. Purple lightning chases me, but silver lightning doesn't. Any idea why? Biming suddenly remembered getting nailed by purple lightning in the monster forest. So this is the reason I got zapped. Star, Yun Chujiu felt a shiver run down her spine. Biming was glaring at her like he wanted to tear her limb from limb. She was speechless. 47 Your smile is really ugly. Chapter preview. You are listening at novelfull.audio. You little darky, you made me get struck by lightning. What do you think you deserve? Biming glared at Yun Chujiu, his eyes like daggers. Yun Chujiu's brain was firing on all cylinders. Catching his drift, she batted her eyelashes and said, oh, Prince Charming, this just proves we're destined to be together. If it wasn't for the lightning, how would I ever have met you? The lightning's our matchmaker. Secretly, she was thinking, ah. Serves you right. Why didn't it fry you? Actually, this could be useful. Next time, I'll grab onto this pretty boy and let the lightning have him. Oblivious to Yun Chujiu's homicidal fantasies, Biming pondered her words, a strange sensation tickling his heart, like tiny feathers brushing against it. Hello. Birth to Prince Charming. Am I normal or what? Yun Chujiu asked, unnerved by his silence. Snapping back to reality, Biming said, your situation is unheard of. A normal lightning affinity lets you absorb stray lightning, but that's weak stuff. Real lightning is wild. Direct absorption usually fries your core or just kills you. But I'm still kicking. Yun Chujiu pointed out, bewildered. Yeah, but you're a weird case. And why would purple lightning, which is usually reserved for trials, chase you? It's bizarre. Biming frowned, hating this loss of control. He had a feeling this little darky was about to slip through his fingers. Humph, Yun Chujiu thought, weren't you just bragging about guiding me? What a joke. You don't have a clue. Biming caught the flicker of disdain in her eyes. He exploded. You dare look down on me, you little darky. Got a death wish? Yun Chujiu recoiled. What the heck? Can he read minds? Oh, Prince Charming, no. I was just being self-deprecating. I'm total trash, right? If even you haven't heard of this, I'm doomed as a cultivator. Her words were full of holes, but Biming's mind was scrambled. He frowned. Your situation is unique, sure, but only because your source is odd. I can still guide you, no problem. Okay. I believe you, Prince Charming. Whatever you say. Yun Chujiu plastered on a lovesick expression, praying he dropped the subject. Eager to unravel the mystery of Yun Chujiu's strange constitution, Biming stood. I'll research this. I'll be back in a few days to guide you. Yes. Finally. Get out of here. Yun Chujiu suppressed her glee and feigned disappointment. Leaving so soon, Prince Charming? I'll miss you. Indeed. Pleased, Biming paused. I'll have someone send you that hair growth pill you wanted. Yun Chujiu's smile was now genuine. Prince Charming. Thank you. You're the best. Looking at her face light up, Biming's heart skipped a beat. He scowled and snapped, your smile's ugly. Don't smile at anyone else like that. 48 Not Any Ordinary Bald Head, Chapter Preview. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ugly. So ugly. Yun Chujiu was actually glad her hair had all burned off, otherwise she would have been so mad right then, it probably would have burst into flames. That pretty boy has a seriously sharp tongue. After Biming spoke, he quickly left with an fong and an ing, practically running away like he'd been defeated. Your Highness, is something urgent happening at the palace? An fong asked, curious. Biming glared at him. Why are you following me? Shouldn't you be protecting that little darky? An fong shrunk back. Your Highness, rest assured, I'll protect the 9th young mistress and make sure she doesn't get hurt. An fong, is your brain working right? Do you need to take a dip in 1,000 Feet Lake to clear your head? Biming said, his voice calm but his gaze icy, and Fong immediately tensed up. Remembering Biming's previous instructions, he quickly said, Your Highness, I understand. Unless the 9th young mistress's life is in danger, I won't interfere. Biming scoffed. Don't let it happen again. And Fong watched Biming disappear into the distance, wiped his forehead, and headed back to the Yun residence. Yun Chujiu propped her chin on her hands, lost in thought. I can say lightning struck the big tree in the courtyard, but what excuse am I going to use for the door? After a moment, her eyes lit up. An idea had formed. Yun Chujiu woke up Xuanhuan by undoing the pressure point she'd used to put her to sleep. The girl cried out as she opened her eyes. Miss, are you okay? What happened? I heard a loud noise and then I passed out. Ahem. A powerful master came to visit yesterday. Yun Chujiu announced, her face serious as she started to spin her tale. A master? Miss, why would a master come here? Why did he break our door? He didn't hurt you, did he? Xuanhuan asked, worried. Not only didn't he hurt me, but he even took me as his disciple. I'll be able to become a cultivator. Yun Chujiu said, acting excited. Xuanhuan was simple and believed her without question. Really? That's wonderful. Miss, where is your master? She asked happily. My master isn't very handsome and doesn't want to be seen by others. He left after giving me some pointers and will teach me again later, Yun Chujiu replied, getting better and better at lying, hidden in the shadows, and Fang's lips twitched. This girl is really good at making things up. His Highness is so handsome gods and mortals are jealous. How can she say he's not handsome? 9th young mistress, how can you say something like that without batting an eye? After Yun Chujiu finished lunch, she cheerfully skipped out of her courtyard, wearing a bamboo hat. Grandpa. Grandpa. Your granddaughter, Yun Jiu, is here to see you. Yun Chujiu called out outside Yun Xiaotian's study. Come in. Yun Xiaotian's booming voice answered. Yun Chujiu bounded into the room, grinning at Yun Xiaotian. Grandpa, I'm here to tell you some great news. Great news? It's not raining, why are you wearing a bamboo hat? Yun Xiaotian asked, confused. Tada. Grandpa, what do you think of my new hairstyle? Isn't it dazzling? Yun Chujiu said as she snatched off the bamboo hat. Yun Xiaotian jumped out of his seat in shock. He pointed at Yun Chujiu, trembling. This is ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. Are you planning on becoming a nun? Grandpa, calm down. Don't get upset. Let me explain. This bald head isn't just any bald head. It's a sign of intelligence and wisdom. Proof that I've become amazing in one fell swoop. Yun Chujiu said with a grin. 49 My master is very ugly, chapter preview. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yun Xiaotian was fuming, practically spitting nails. That's a load of hogwash. How can a girl be bald? You're pulling my leg. Yun Chujiu flashed a grin, all teeth. Grandpa, I'm telling you, this is as good as gold. I can cultivate now. Good as gold. I wouldn't believe you if it was written in stone. And you said you can cultivate. Wait, what? You can cultivate now? Yun Xiaotian couldn't believe his ears. Absolutely. Grandpa, I got zapped by lightning in the yard yesterday. Fried my hair and eyebrows to a crisp. Then, this morning, a big shot showed up and said I have this super rare lightning spirit root and wants to take me on as his apprentice, Yun Chujiu said, waving her hands for emphasis. Struck by lightning. A big shot. Lightning spirit root. He wants to be your apprentice. Yun Xiaotian's head was spinning. Yun Chujiu nodded, pleased as punch. Yep, that's the story. I'm on the cultivation track now. Anyone who messes with the Yun family is going to get a rude awakening. Yun Xiaotian was still having trouble swallowing it all. Lightning spirit root. Never heard of it. Grandpa, my master said it's super rare. That's why it's not exactly common knowledge, Yun Chujiu said, passing the buck to her imaginary master. Even though Yun Xiaotian still looked a little skeptical, he was secretly thrilled. Well, that's fantastic. Doesn't matter what kind of spirit root it is, as long as you can cultivate, we're golden. Young Jiu, where's your master? Get him over here ASAP. Scratch that, I'll go and thank him myself. Yun Chujiu quickly waved her hand. Nah, no need. My master's a real low-key kind of guy, and he's kind of ugly. Scar across his eye, big bulbous nose, mouth like a toad. He's not one for meeting people and he already took off. Yun Chujiu was patting herself on the back for her quick thinking. Well, pretty boy, you called me ugly. Now it's payback time. Humph, so ugly you can't even show your face. Young Jiu, none of that. You shouldn't be disrespecting your elders. How can you talk about your master like that? Yun Xiaotian gave Yun Chujiu a stern look. Yun Chujiu felt wronged. She would never dare to insult pretty boy to his face, but the one time she badmouthed him behind his back, her grandpa decided to get on her case. Yun Chujiu mumbled, okay. Yun Xiaotian pressed for more details, but Yun Chujiu dodged the questions with half-truths. Grandpa, I know I'm kind of a big deal now, so I'm gonna buckle down and practice my cultivation in my courtyard for the next few days. Yun Chujiu touched her bald head and gave a nervous chuckle. Yun Xiaotian thought Yun Chujiu looked a little rough around the edges at the moment too, so he nodded and agreed. The two chatted for a bit longer. Then, Yun Chujiu popped on her bamboo hat and skipped out of the house. She ran into Butler Ji as soon as she left the courtyard. She gave him a friendly smile and said, Butler Ji, I was just looking for you. Can you get someone to fix my doors? Funny thing, they're, well, broken again. Butler Ji looked surprised. again. Hee, just like last time, they were reduced to smithereens. Yun Chujiu figured her doors were just cursed, Butler G was flabbergasted. Is someone really gunning for the Yun family? Butler G agreed, mumbling something non-committal, and then dashed into Yun Xiaotian's study like a bat out of hell. Yun Chujiu blinked and shrugged. Then, she headed back to her courtyard. That evening, Butler G arranged for the new doors to be installed. He was extra respectful toward Yun Chujiu now. Holy moly, the 9th young mistress master must be a real powerhouse to smash those doors like that. The 9th young mistress is going places. Still, Butler G couldn't help but wonder why the 9th young mistress master would want to wreck the doors in the first place. Did he have some kind of weird fetish or something? Meanwhile, the Supreme Lord, who was suspected of having a strange hobby, was currently buried in his books in the library. 51 T-Egg, Chapter Preview. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Jade slips were scattered everywhere. Biming, his usual icy demeanor replaced with irritation, was clearly frustrated. He'd searched through mountains of these things, but couldn't find a single case matching what that dark-skinned girl was experiencing. Absorbing lightning directly? Basically unheard of. The more he considered it, the more he realized she had some kind of freakish constitution. Lightning tribulation was a cultivator's worst nightmare. Loads of powerful people had been wiped out by it. But this girl? She just sucked it up like a sponge. It was so messed up, just hearing about it was crazy. Biming didn't like it. He couldn't put his finger on why, but this lack of control bugged him. Big time. He spent all night in the library. First, to find an explanation for Yun Chujiu's weird body. Second, to find a suitable training method for her. The next morning, Biming sighed, eyes bloodshot. He still hadn't found anyone else with the same crazy situation. But thankfully, he finally stumbled upon a scroll with skills that might work for her. He'd carefully picked out a cultivation technique called Thousand Illusion Lightning. Perfect for those with lightning affinity, and without any limits on how strong you could get. Basically, an infinitely upgradable skill. And, take this 1000 illusion lightning and a bottle of hair growth pills to, her. Yes, Supreme Lord. As An turned to leave, Biming added, tell that idiot she better not go blabbing about her ability to absorb lightning, or she'll be asking for trouble. And tell her to train hard. If she hasn't hit 2nd level spirit refinement realm in a month, she's gonna regret it. Yes, Supreme Lord. An showed up at Yun Chujiu's place that evening. Yun Chujiu was digging into dinner, and Chunyu jumped when An just appeared. She was about to yell for help, but Yun Chujiu just smiled. He's my master's servant. Chunyu calmed down, but still gave An a curious look. 9th young mistress, the Supreme Lord asked me to deliver these hair growth pills and a cultivation technique. An handed over the items respectfully. Yun Chujiu took them with a smile, thinking, okay, pretty boy isn't totally useless. He keeps his promises. 9th young mistress, the Supreme Lord also wants you to know that you shouldn't tell anyone about your ability to absorb lightning, to avoid attracting unwanted attention. An said seriously. Yun Chujiu nodded. Alright. Even the mean pretty boy has a little decency in him. 9th young mistress, the Supreme Lord also said that if you don't reach 2nd level spirit refinement realm in a month, he'll show you no mercy. An recited, word for word, any warm fuzzies Yun Chujiu had felt for Biming. Gone. Poof. Jerk. There's no way I can get to 2nd level spirit refinement realm in a month. He's just trying to mess with me. An idea popped into Yun Chujiu's head. She glanced at her table, picked up a tea egg. Chunyu, wrap this tea egg up in some oil paper. Yun Chujiu took the wrapped tea egg and gave it to An. An, take this tea egg to your Supreme Lord and tell him it's from me. An's lips twitched. A tea egg? Really? She's giving him a tea egg. The 9th young mistress is so cheap. I've never seen anyone give my Supreme Lord a tea egg before. That even though An was silently roasting her, he took the tea egg back with him. Milady, we have tons of good stuff in the house. Why did you give your master a single tea egg? Well, tea eggs are easy to carry and nutritious. It's the thought that counts, right? Yun Chujiu said, fighting back a grin. Giving someone a tea egg is like telling them to get lost. Or calling them an idiot. Either way, feels good to let off some steam. But the next morning, An saw Di Biming and respectfully handed him the tea egg. Supreme Lord, this is a gift from the 9th young mistress.